All right, so good morning, everybody. Let's get into our comfortable seated position. You can sit up nice and tall. You can sit on a blanket, even a block if you have one. And let's just start to settle in here. Just letting everything go. Letting go of the week, the season, right? It's been a crazy year. Now we've got the holiday season upon us. Probably adding more stress than we need. So let's just start to follow our breath in and out. Take your shoulders up and then just float them back and down. So open up your chest. You can even take your hands on your knees and kind of pull on your knees to keep your chest lifted. Feel your sit bones root down into your mat or into your blanket, and the crown of your head rise up to the sky. Now as you inhale, feel the belly rise and the chest lift. And then as you exhale, draw your navel in and up. So you're kind of engaging your core. We're going to work on the core a little bit today. So we're activating the core even as we breathe. Inhaling, filling it up. Exhaling and drawing the navel in and up. Just notice how that feels. Relax your jaw, soften your temples. And let's take a nice deep breath in to the count of 4. Now hold it here for 4 counts. Gently exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here for 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's do that again. Inhale. Hold it. Gently release. Hold it at the bottom. And one more time through. Inhale. Fill it up. Hold it here. Gently exhale. Draw the navel in and up and hold it here. And then just let everything go. Just let your breath flow in and out naturally. All right, well, we'll just stay seated like this. And we're going to work on our neck. There was a request to work on our neck a little bit. So let's start with that. Let's take our chin into our chest. And take your shoulder blades down and away. And you can lightly place your hands on your head to deepen the stretch. Just getting a nice stretch in the back of the neck. Try to keep the shoulder blades floating down toward the floor. And breathe here. Keep the chest lifted. Keep your abdominals engaged as we sit up nice and tall, but we're still just drawing the chin into the chest. And then release your hands if they're there. We're going to start to take our chin up toward the ceiling. And then take your collarbones toward the floor. Just feel that nice stretch now in the front of your neck. Don't force anything. Just do what feels good, feels natural. Get a nice stretch in the neck. And then bring your chin back parallel to the floor. Let's look over our right shoulder. I don't know if you can hear Molly, she's whining about something. Keep your shoulder blades back and down. I'm the only one home. Inhale, just Keep the sit bones rooting down, keep your navel engaged, and we're just gently turning our head over to the right. And then bring your chin back to center. And then we're going to look over the left shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, just gently twisting through the cervical spine. And then again, bring your chin back to center. Sit up nice and tall. All right, now we'll take our right ear over to the right shoulder. And then we're going to take our head toward the front of our mat until the left ear and left shoulder meet. And then we'll do that again, going in the opposite direction. Just go from side to side. One shoulder to the other. And just do this at your own pace. Feel the nice stretch, the nice massage you're getting in your neck. Do whatever feels good. And then the next time an ear and a shoulder meet, just stay right there. And now we're going to go toward the back. So this time you might just feel some more tension, right? It's a little bit tighter usually back here. So be gentle. Take your time. Molly, come over here. All right, come here and sit. Come. Just go from one shoulder to the other. Actually, why don't you go to your place? Go on, go to your place, lie down. Go on, go to your place. Go on. If I put her in another room, she'd just bark the whole time, so it's actually better that she's here. All right, one more rotation from one shoulder to the other. And then the next time an ear and a shoulder meet, stay there. And bring your head up, and again, sit up nice and tall. And just notice how that feels. All right, now let's take our right ear back to our right shoulder. We're going to walk the right hand over. Now we're going to take the left arm out to the left. And maybe take it back toward the back wall, maybe down toward the floor. Move it around so you find a nice big stretch right up in that upper trapezius area, right up into your neck. Breathing into any areas that feel sore or tight. But don't force it. You want this to feel good. And you want it to feel good when we come out of it too. So let's just kind of stay in this as best we can. She's going to be 13 next week. Carefully take your right ear, hand on your right ear, and bring your head up. Sit here for a couple breaths. I know, Molly. I don't know what you want right now. All right, sit up nice and tall. And just notice the one side from the other. Right? I don't know what you want. All right, let's take the left ear to the left shoulder. And we're going to walk the left hand over. Same thing. We're going to take the right arm over to the right and then maybe back and down. Breathe into that right side of your neck. Getting into that upper trapezius muscle. Molly, go, please. I need you to go lie down. Go in. Go on. Lie down. Go on. Sorry. And then let's take our left hand onto our left ear and bring your head all the way up. Okay, Molly, go to your place. Go on. I really need you to go to your place. Go on. Be a good girl. Go on. Go to your place. Go to your bed. Sorry, guys. I don't know why she's doing this. All right, let's just sit up nice and tall. Notice how that all feels. All right, let's get a strap. We're going to take our strap and we'll fold it in half. Unless it's kind of short. If it's on the shorter side, you may not need to fold it in half. This depends. We're going to take the strap and just start it with the strap out in front. like this. So we want our wrists in line with our shoulders to start. Now take the shoulders down and away, engage your abdominals, and pull on your strap, because you're kind of pulling to the right and you're pulling to the left. And then we're gonna reach the arms up. But just keep your hands like this for right now. So you still want your hands kind of in line with your shoulders. If you need to take them a little wider, that's fine. Go ahead. Shoulders down and away. Kind of pull to the right and pull to the left. Feel the shoulders drawing down. Chest stays lifted. And then bring your hands back down nice and slow. All right, now we can take them a little wider. Now we're gonna bring them back up. And now we're gonna reach behind. So opening up through the chest. And then we're just gonna add that rotation. So just coming forward and backward. And just go at your own pace. And this should feel really nice. Sometimes things like this that are fairly simple, that I don't even do, like throughout the week, sometimes it just feels good to do this. Just pick up a strap or a belt and kind of rotate your shoulders. Taking time if you haven't been practicing all week, like I had a bad week. All right, let's add the figure 8. So we can take the right hand behind and the left hand in front. Right hand behind, left in front. Just moving the shoulders. And then go the opposite direction. Left behind, right in front. All right. And let's just go ahead and bring the strap back in front and put it over to the side. And let's make our way onto our hands and knees. So we're going to start with our shoulders stacking over the wrists and our hips over the knees. And we're going to spread the fingers wide and then touch your tops of your feet down on the mat. So we're pressing down through the tops of our feet, just like we're pressing down through the palms of our hands. And really just push the floor away and broaden across your collarbones. So right now our spine is just neutral, right? We're a neutral spine. We're just going to energetically try to push our hands away from each other. Draw your navel in. And then now we're going to go a little bit deeper. We're going to go into cat pose. So take your tailbone towards your knees, push the floor away from you even more, and look up at your belly button. Now we're going to take the tailbone toward the sky. Broaden across your collarbones. Lift your head. Exhale to cat. Inhale to cow. Now flow through that a few times at your own pace. Come to your place right here. Go ahead and flow through your cat and cow. How about this? This. Go ahead, lie on that blanket. I don't know what she wants. All right, one more flow through cat, cow. And then come on back to neutral spine. Now we're just gonna come back into a seated position. We're gonna lay down onto our backs. So if you have a blanket, you can put a blanket underneath your head. I'm gonna get a second one later. And then we're gonna get our strap and keep our strap handy. But right now we're just gonna start on our backs. All right. So let's just take our feet nice and long. You can start with your hands on your belly. We're going to flex our toes toward our shins. Keep your chest lifted. And then if it feels okay with your shoulders, reach your arms overhead. We're going to take a big inhale. Hook your thumbs together, and as you exhale, press your heels away and reach through your fingertips. Draw your navel in and up towards your chin. Now inhale, just let all that go. Hook your thumbs the opposite way. Exhale, press through your heels, reach through your fingertips. Inhale, hook the thumbs the opposite way. Exhale, stretch. Stretching through the sides of the body, pressing through your heels, low belly draws in and up. And one more time, let's switch our grip. Inhale, exhale, big full body stretch. And then bring your hands back down by your sides. Just take a breath. All right, let's take we're gonna do the straight leg twist. So we're gonna take our right Achilles and we're gonna put it in between the big toe and the second toe of the left foot. We're gonna take the right arm out to the right and the left hand's gonna come on your shoulder. We've done this before. Sometimes it feels a little weird though. So we're gonna inhale here, and as we exhale, we're gonna twist over to the left. So you're kind of sliding your left hand across your chest, trying to add that twist right here to the upper body. The right shoulder might come up a little bit, and we're just trying to take our right toes over to the left. And then come up. And then switch sides. So to take the left Achilles in between the right toes. Right hand comes on your shoulder, your left shoulder, the left hand extends out. Inhale, exhale, we're gonna twist over to the right. So we're trying to take the left toes over to the right. We're gonna draw the top ribs toward the bottom ribs. So just a little bit of a straight leg twist here. And then we're gonna come back up. We're gonna do that again on the other side. Right Achilles into the left toes, left hand on your right shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale, come up. Switch sides. Exhale, twist. Inhale, up. Exhale, right Achilles between the left toes. Exhale, twist. Come on up on your inhale. Left into the right. Exhale, twist over to the right. And then come up and just extend your legs out and take a breath. All right, so now we're gonna do a regular twist. So we're gonna hug the right knee up, extend the left leg, take the left hand onto your right knee, and we're gonna take that knee over to the left. So we're extending through the left leg, the right arm can come out just like it did. So just kind of notice a difference in this twist. We have a lot more range of motion, right? Inhale, extend through your left foot. Exhale, twist. Now if the right shoulder starts to pop up, pick up your left shoulder and kind of scoot the right shoulder back down. Inhale, nice and long. Exhale, twist. And then bring your knee up. And let that foot just glide to the edge of your mat. All right, other side. Left knee's gonna come up. Right hand can come onto your left knee. Left arm extends out. Inhale. Exhale, twist over to the right. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Nice deep twist. And then bring your knee up and float that foot to the edge of your mat. And then we'll just continue going with our breath this time. Inhale, right knee up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, bring your knee up. Exhale, let that foot glide. Inhale, left knee comes up. Exhale, nice twist. Inhale, bring your knee up. Exhale, release. Inhale, right knee comes up. Exhale, deep twist. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale. Release. And then the left knee is going to come up. And we're going to exhale and twist here. Nice big twist through the spine. Inhale, bring your knee back up. And then let that foot glide to the edge of your mat. And again, stay there for a breath. Just kind of notice how that all feels. All right, now we're going to hug the right knee back up. Clasp around your right shin. Extend through the left foot. So we're going to keep that leg nice and long and hug the right knee up. And if it's okay with your neck, we're going to take the forehead toward our knee. Hugging it here. Hugging it up, pressing through the left foot, keeping that left leg as if you're going to try to push it into a wall. And then release. And we'll do that on the other side. Hug the left knee up. Hold it here. Hug it right up to your chest. Press through your right leg. And if it's okay, take your forehead to your knee. Hug it. Tuck your chin into your chest. And then release. And we will go again with our breath. Exhale, right knee up. Inhale, release. Exhale, left knee up. Inhale, release. Exhale, right knee up. Inhale, release. And exhale, left knee comes up. And inhale and release. And again, just stay right here. All right, now let's take both knees up. Hug the knees up. You can hold onto your knees with both hands, maybe interlace your fingers. Whatever feels good here. We're going to hug the knees right into our chest, and we're going to take our forehead back to the knees. Hug it in. Squeeze everything in. And as you inhale, we're going to release the feet. And if you want to, you can extend your arms overhead. So we're going to, this is a little bit of core work going on with this one. Exhale. Inhale, hug everything in. Exhale. Release. Let your feet float to your mat. Inhale, hug it in. And then release. And one more time. Exhale, hug everything in. Inhale, extend, reach your arms overhead. Let the feet float. And then bring your hands down by your sides. All right, let's find our strap. We're going to take our strap around the right foot and extend the left leg long. So that's kind of right above your heel. Flex your foot. Actually flex both feet. We're going to extend through the left leg so that left pinky toe is pointing up toward the sky. And the right leg should be straight. So if you're bending your knee, take it a little bit farther away from your body. We're going to pull down onto the strap as we press our heel into the strap. And then take your right thigh bone away from your chin. And then take your low belly up towards your chin. And just breathe here. Press through the left heel. Keep that leg active. Pulling the shoulders down into our mat so the chest stays lifted. And we're taking the right thigh bone away. All right, now stay here. Take both ends of the strap into your right hand. And we're going to keep the leg, the right heel over the right thigh. So we're not crossing over. We're going to take the right thumb into our right hip crease. And we're going to push the right thigh bone away, but we're keeping the heel over the hip. So I'm not crossing over yet. And then we're taking the low belly up toward our chin. So we're helping us take that right thigh bone away from our chin by pushing it away. The right thumb digs into your right hip crease. And then the left leg's nice and long. Keep your chest lifted. All right, let's remove it. Let's remove the strap. We'll switch sides. All right. Left leg, we're going to start with it over our hip. The right leg extends nice and long. We're flexing through both feet. Lock the shoulders down into your mat. We're going to pull down on the strap as we press into the strap. We're going to feel that strap and the hip bone kind of pulling into the socket. And then we take that left thigh bone away from our chin. Low belly draws in and up. Hold it here. Chest stays lifted. Breathing in and out. One more breath. All right, now we're going to add the other option here. We're going to take both ends of the strap into our right hand, but the left heel stays right in line with the left thigh and the hip. We're going to take the left thumb into our left hip crease and gently press that left thigh bone away. Low belly draws in and up. And the right leg is nice and active, right? We don't want to just let that go. We don't want the foot to splay open to the right. So we want to take that right pinky toe up toward the sky. And then remove your strap. Send that foot to the edge of your mat. We'll switch sides. So now we're going to take the strap around the right heel again. Both ends of the strap will come back into the left hand. Right thumb is going to go into your right hip crease. This time we're going to take that right heel over in line with our left shoulder. So notice a difference in we're getting into a lot of different areas here now. We're going to get into our abductors and the IT area. You can take your right thumb, push that right thumb toward the edge of your mat. And then take your low belly towards your chin. Both feet are flexed. What's going on with your left leg? Take that left pinky toe up toward the sky. We let the inner rotation of the left inner thigh. Breathe here. One more breath. Now you can stay here and just work on this, work on pressing that right thigh bone away, or if you want to take this a little bit farther, just be careful. We're going to take the leg all the way over toward the left. So that right hip's going to pop way up, and you can take your right arm out. Just go where you can. Don't worry about how close your foot gets to the floor. Just going to do what your leg is going to tell you to do. Listen to your body. So lots of sensation in this particular pose. Really kind of getting up into your glutes, all the way down the IT. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your leg up. And let's remove the strap and just take your leg to the edge of your mat. All right, other side. Strap around the left foot. We're going to take both ends of the strap into our right hand. Left thumb comes back into your hip crease. Inhale. Exhale. Take your left heel over in line with your right shoulder. Press that left thigh bone away. So you're using the thumb, maybe even the whole heel of your hand to press the leg away. Inhale. Exhale. Take your low belly in and up. Inhale. Exhale. Keep the chest lifted. Lengthen through your right leg. Inhale. As you exhale, let's take the leg all the way over to the right, if you want. Otherwise, just stay with your heel in line with your shoulder. And then the left arm's going to go out. Hold it here. Stay here for a couple breaths. I'll be right back. Keep breathing. Inhale. And then as you exhale, bring your leg all the way up. And then release your strap. All right. So now we're going to take the strap back around the right foot. And if you have a blanket or a block, you can put it right outside the top of your hip. We're going to take the strap back around the right heel. Both ends of the strap are going to come into our right hand this time. Left leg extends nice and long. Now take your left hand onto your left hip bone. So we want to focus on keeping that hip from popping up. Inhale, and as you exhale, carefully lower your leg out to the right so that the right outer edge of your foot comes parallel to the floor. Feel the inner thigh, the adductors, stretching, opening. As we pull now down that left hip, let's pull it down to the floor. Pressing the heel into the strap and the strap into the heel. Inhale, keep the chest lifted. Exhale. Inhale. And as you exhale, bring your leg up. Remove your strap. And then send that leg to the edge of your mat. And we'll switch sides. So if you want to take your blanket to the other side, we're going to take the strap around the left heel. Extend that leg up. All right, take this hold of the strap. We're going to extend that right leg nice and long. Right hand comes onto your right hip bone. Keep the chest lifted. Inhale. Exhale, lower your leg out to the left. And then take your right hand on your right hip bone. Keep that hip pulling down. Chest stays lifted. Keep that right pinky toe pointing straight up. So again, we still want that inner rotation of the right thigh. Low belly draws in and up. Nice deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Use your core. Bring your leg up and remove your strap. You can take the strap, put it over to the side. Move your stuff out of the way. We're going to take our legs long again. I'm just going to notice how they feel. Just taking a moment to check in. Now bend your knees. We're going to slide the right foot over to the right and let that right knee drop in toward the left foot. Check in here. How does this feel? If you think you can tolerate a little bit more intensity, you can take your left foot onto your right thigh and let that knee drop. So your right hip will pop way up. And then we check our alignment. Make sure that your right knee is in line with your right shoulder. And if you want to add on, you can take your right arm overhead and take your left thumb and forefinger around your right wrist. Inhale, lengthen. Maybe draw the left heel down your thigh as you pull up with your right wrist. Low belly draws in and up. So we're getting the internal rotation of our right hip now. Just notice how this feels. Nice deep breaths. And then let's release. And we'll switch sides. So slide the left foot over. The left foot knee is going to drop in toward the right foot. And again, do we start here? We kind of check in. How does this feel? If this feels okay, just stay here. And if it is too much, you can also put a block underneath your knee. Or go ahead and take your right foot onto your left thigh. That left hip will pop up a lot. That's okay. And then we check in here. How does this feel? We check our alignment. Let the left knee come in line with your left shoulder. Maybe take your arm overhead. Take a hold of your left wrist with your right hand. Inhale. Exhale. Low belly draws up towards your chin. Maybe drag that right heel down your left thigh as you pull gently up with your left hand around the wrist. And then release, uncross, bring your legs back. Bend your knees are pointing up. We're gonna let the right knee drop over to the right now and slide your right foot behind your left heel. So we're getting this external rotation now. You're gonna feel it right here, even before we do anything with our left leg. Just kind of check in, how does this feel? You can just stay right here with your left foot as it is. Or you can slide your left heel in front of your right shin and let the left knee drop out. And just kind of, again, notice it, because that left hip's now that's externally rotating as well. So you're kind of feeling it in both hips. So just kind of notice how that feels. And if it feels okay, maybe you can take your left foot onto your right thigh and let your left knee drop out. Hands can stay on your belly, or arms can extend overhead. You can even hold on to your elbows. And stay here for a few breaths. All right, one more breath. And then we're going to come up, uncross, knees pointing up to the ceiling. Then we're going to do the same thing left side. Left knee will drop out, slide the left heel behind your left foot behind your right heel. And again, start here. Notice how this feels. So for me on this side, this is a little challenging. So I'm going to put a blanket underneath my hip. You can put a block there. Just kind of check in and see. And then maybe just stay right here with your right foot, or you can take your right heel in front of your left shin. That might be enough for you, or you take your foot onto your left thigh. Arms can extend overhead. Lift the heart and breathe. And just notice how your body is responding to this. We do hold a lot of stress in our hips as well. So some of these hip openers, you may feel even a different kind of a release. Instead of just a stretch in the muscles and the tissue, you might even feel a little bit of just a stress release, emotional release. And let's uncross, bring the feet back up, and take your legs back to the edge of your mat. Just take your arms by your side. You can notice how all that feels. Now we're going to bring the knees back up. We're going to roll over to one side. We'll come onto our hands and knees. We'll stay here on our hands and knees. And if you have some blocks, you can bring your blocks out. All right, now from here, let's take our right foot forward. So the right foot's going to come right under the knee. And then we're going to come up onto bring our hands up onto our knee. So you want your foot far enough in front so you can, as you take your tailbone towards your front heel, you're going to feel a stretch here in your hip flexor. And that's kind of what we're doing. You can interlace your fingers, press your hands into your leg, and just get your spine nice and long. Inhale, exhale, take your tailbone towards your front heel. So you should be feeling this stretch into your front hip flexor. And then if you want, you extend your left arm up. Low belly's going to draw up towards your chin. So now we're getting into the upper attachment of this hip flexor. Inhale, reach. Exhale, low belly presses up towards your chin. Just a nice big stretch. And then if you want to, you can take your arm over to the right. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, with tailbone still pressing up toward your heel. and then come back up. We'll come forward and we're going to switch sides. So the left knee comes forward, right over the ankle, and we'll bring our hands up onto our thigh. You can interlace your fingers and press into your thigh and get your spine nice and long. Inhale, tailbone presses up towards your front heel. Chest stays lifted. Root down through the right foot and press into the top of your left foot. Nope, root down through the left foot, press into the top of your right foot. And then we'll take the right arm up. Low belly is going to draw up toward our chin as we reach through the fingertips. Inhale, and then maybe take your arm over to the left. Tailbone still pressing forward. Getting this nice big stretch into our psoas, into our hip flexor. And then come all the way up. We'll come back onto our hands and knees. So this is where we're going to use the blocks. So you can put the blocks if you have them, or you can always use a chair. Let's see how that will work. But it might affect it a little bit differently. So we're gonna, you can watch me first. We're gonna come back into that lunge. So we'll take the left foot forward, and we're gonna lift the right leg, the right knee off the mat. So now this is where your blocks will come in handy. Now if you do have a chair, you can bring the chair here. That will work. If so, you want to try to keep your shoulders in line with your hips. And then we're just going to kind of bend, very little, very subtle movement. We're going to bend the right knee and straighten the right knee. Bend and straighten. So you're either here with your fingertips on your block, we're just bending, and it's just very little movement. Bend and straighten, bend and straighten. Let's do that one more time. Bend and straighten. Then carefully bring your knee down. Come back onto both knees, and then we'll take the right foot forward. And again, whether you use your blocks or a chair, or you can just stay, if you don't have a prop, you can just stay on into your lunge and do what we did a little earlier. So if you've got a prop, you've got something to help you, turn the back toes under, lift the knee off the mat, keep the chest lifted. And we're just going to slightly bend the knee and straighten it. You're hardly moving anything. Bend and straighten. Then if you do have a chair, make sure it comes in close enough that you can keep your shoulders over your wrists. Let's do that 2 more times. Just slightly bend and straighten, and 1 more time. And then carefully bring your knee down. Come back onto both knees. Move your stuff out of the way. Take your knees wide. You can take a child's pose. Or if taking your knees wide in child's pose doesn't work for your hips, just keep your knees in front of you. Just go where you can in child's pose. Just stay here for a few breaths. All right, come back onto your hands and knees. We're going to turn our toes under and lift into downward facing dog. So keep your knees bent. Wiggle your chest to your thighs. Look at your knees. Spread your fingers wide. And then get your hips a little bit higher. You might be able to straighten your legs a little bit more. Spread your fingers wide. Look towards your legs so your neck stays long, and then bend your right knee and press to your left heel. And you can even press into your right hand a little bit. And then we'll switch that. So then the right heel go toward the floor. Bend the left knee, press into your left hand. And just do that a few more times, pedaling your feet. Now look towards your hands and walk your feet to your hands, coming into your forward bend. Just stay here for a few more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, nice deep breath. Exhale, let everything go. Then take your hands onto your hips and come all the way up. We're coming to Tadasana. Standing nice and tall. So feet are hip distance. Draw the kneecaps up towards your thighs. Draw your low belly up towards your chin. Take your shoulders back and down. Rooting up through the crown of your head and down into the soles of your feet. All right, now from here, let's take our feet wide. You can have a block here. We're going to turn the left toes out toward the front and the right toes in. And then you want either a heel to heel stance or a heel to arch. And again, it depends on your hip. So what works for you. And then we'll extend the arms out. So reach through your fingertips. Reach out through the right, reach out through the left. Keep your chest lifted. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to reach out over the left toes. Take our hand onto our block. Or again, if you have a chair, you can use a chair here. Bring it in. We're going to take our right hand onto our right hip. So we're starting to take the left ribs toward the right ribs. Inhale. Take your left sit bone, your left butt cheek towards your right heel. And the tailbone towards your right heel. And then if you want, you can extend your right arm up. Inhale, press into your block as you reach up to your fingertips. Take that rib cage, the back rib cage toward the top rib cage. One more breath here. Now inhale, and as you exhale, use your core strength to come all the way up. And then we're going to switch sides. So turn your toes the opposite way. Now the right toes will turn out. Left toes in. Arms extend out. Inhale. Keep the legs nice and strong. Exhale, reach out. You can take your left hand on your hip and your right hand on your block or your chair. We're going to take the right rib cage toward the left rib cage. Inhale. Exhale. And then maybe extend your left arm up. So really rooting down through the soles of your feet, pressing the feet equally into your mat, pressing into your block, maybe looking up at your left thumb or just straight across the room. One more breath. And then again, using your core strength, we're going to come all the way up and turn our feet in toward each other. Let's step them together. Come back to Tadasana. Okay, let's step the feet apart again. We're going to go back to the first side. So we're going to take our left toes forward, right toes in. Now this time, you can use a chair or a block. We're going to go into half moon pose. So there's lots of options here. If you want to you can stay in triangle. But we'll start in warrior two. So we're going to bend the front knee, or you can stay in triangle if you don't want to go into Ardha Chandrasana. And then we can start with our right hand on our hip. We're going to reach, the block is now in front of our foot, or we've got the chair there, and we can step into our front leg and lift the right leg parallel to the floor. So whether you're using a block or a chair or your couch, you can even use your couch. We're lifting that left leg nice and strong. So just like triangle, we want to get that left rib cage to the right rib cage, and then maybe extend your top arm up or keep it on your hip. A little bit more stability. Just go where you can, but there's some core strength involved here. So engage the abdominals. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more breath. So really strong, both legs are really strong. We're rooting down through the standing leg, and we're rooting down, we're lifting up and lengthening through that top leg. Good. And then slowly take your time, come up. All right, so we'll switch sides. So just turn your feet in the opposite direction. We're gonna bend the front knee and come into warrior two. Bring your block with you. All right, arms nice and long, inhale. Exhale, we'll start with our left hand on our hip and start with your right hand, it's gonna go on your block. And it just depends on where you need it. It can be high, medium, or low. Oops, I can't talk and do this at the same time. All right, so we're lifting this left leg. The left leg is as strong as the right leg. We're really pressing through that left heel. And then find your gaze. Sometimes it's easier just to look down at the floor to keep your balance, because this is a lot of balance here. If it feels okay, maybe you can extend your left arm up. We're taking the right rib cage to the left rib cage. Inhale, exhale. Just go where you can. This is a challenging pose. And then let's carefully come on down through warrior two, straighten your leg, bring your feet together, come back to Tadasana. And just check in here. How does that feel? Definitely that's a power pose. There's a lot going on there. All right, so now we're gonna come into another balance. And if you do have a chair, you can always use a chair here. So we'll start with our left leg. We'll take the left foot into our, you can take it on your foot, maybe just above the knee or into your inner thigh. And you can start with your hand on a chair or the wall even. And then maybe take your hands to your heart center. Now draw your navel in and up. Keep your chest lifted. Find your balance. And you can stay here, or maybe you can extend your arms up. Take your shoulders down away from your ears. Come back to your breath. So lots of balance here, lots of focus. Engage your core. Let's take just a couple more breaths. Bring your hands back down to your heart. Place your foot back onto your mat and stay here for a breath. All right, so if you used your chair to help you, just switch it to the other side. And we'll do that on the other side. So now we're going to turn the right knee out. We take the foot, you can place it actually even just like a kickstand on your shin, maybe just above the knee or in your inner thigh. Once you find your balance, maybe take your hands to your heart center. And then you can express your tree. If you want to take your arms up, or maybe take them into reverse prayer, whatever's in your practice that feels right for you. Low belly draws in and up. Shoulders draw down though. We don't want to hunch the shoulders up. We want to bring the shoulders down. Nice. Just go where you can go here. Two more breaths. Just so you can take some time here to just stay focused. Notice what's going on. And then just bring your knee down, forward, and then down, your foot down. Hands can come to your heart center, stay here. And notice how you feel. Maybe your heart rate increased a little bit. Just kind of notice how that feels. All right. So let's come back to Tadasana. We're going to come lengthwise on your mat. Or take a big inhale, reach your arms up. You can look up at your thumbs, take your shoulders away from your ears, even get a little bit of a back bend here. Exhale, take your elbows down in line with your shoulders. And then even down towards your ribs. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge forward. We're going to come back into a forward bend and step back to down dog. All right, now from downward facing dog, shift forward into plank pose. So your shoulders will come over your wrists. Press the floor away from it. If you want to, you can take your knees down. You're still going to get the work in the back muscles, in the abdominals. So either way, if your hips or your knees are off the mat, try to keep your hips relatively even with your shoulders. Otherwise, if your hips are high, almost in down dog, it's better to bring your knees down and let the abdominals work. One more breath wherever you are. And then place your knees down and take a breath in child's. All right. So now come back onto your hands and knees. And we're going to come onto our forearms. So you can either keep your fingers spread wide on your mat, or if it feels better, you can interlace your fingers. We're going to go into a forearm stand instead of a forearm plank instead of a full-on plank. So take your feet back. Legs are long. Always okay to keep your knees down. You're still going to work here. Even if your knees are on the mat, if you're pressing your forearms into your mat, drawing your navel in, you are engaging your abdominals. So either way. But again, if your hips are up here, it's better to keep your knees down. Let's hold it here. Breathe here. I haven't done these in a while. I can feel this. Let's take two more breaths. And then place your knees down and press back, child's. All right, let's come back up onto our hands and knees. And now we're going to come back, but we're going to do a forearm side plank. So we're going to take this time we'll just take our forearm so the fingers are pointing toward the long edge of your mat. We'll start with on the right arm and then the right knee down. All right, so this is option one. We're going to lift this right hip and then extend your left arm up. So that's option one. So again, a lot of work going on here with your knee down. If you want to play around with it, you can extend your right leg, your bottom leg, and maybe come into forearm plank with both knees off the mat. Lifting that bottom hip up. Breathing deeply. Stacking the top shoulder over the bottom. And then you can come down onto your hands and knees. Just make your way back onto your hands and knees. And then we'll switch sides. So you can turn and face the other way. I'm just going to turn around this way. We're going to start with our left leg will come behind us. Our right arm comes down, left leg, left arm, and the right leg extends. And you can stay here, maybe your hand on your hip, lifting that bottom hip up. Maybe extend your arm up. Or if you want to, you can extend the bottom leg. So we're lifting that bottom hip up, breathing here. It might feel better maybe just to take that the top leg in front too. You can kind of play around with that as well. Breathe here. I didn't say this was easy. One more breath, and then come back down. You can just make your way back onto your hands and knees, and then child's pose. Take a few breaths. All right, so from child's, let's have a seat. We're going to just swing the legs around. We're going to sit up nice and tall. We'll take our hands behind our knees and lean back so that your elbows are straight. Keep the chest lifted. Lean back, elbows are straight. Keep the chest lifted. And notice what's going on. You're going to already start to engage the core right here. So maybe you can pick your feet up for a little bit more work in the core. Keep the chest lifted. Hands are behind your knees. Breathe here. Some of us might want to try. Some of you might not. It just depends on what you want to do today. You can release your hands. Extend the arms, keep the chest lifted. Breathe here. It's okay if you shake, especially if you haven't done this in a while like me. Breathe. One more breath. And then let's place the feet down. Come on up, just hug your knees. Take a breath. All right, we're gonna do that again. So, lots of options. Lean back, stay right here with your feet down. Place your feet, you can take your feet off the mat, but keep your hands behind your knees. Or you can extend your arms for a little bit more balance. And breathe. The gaze is at your feet. Keep the chest open and lifted. One more breath. And then carefully come on down, hug your knees in. Oy. All right, from there, let's use our strong core to lower all the way down onto our back. And then once you're on your back, hug your knees into your chest. Now take your hands underneath your hips, kind of under the small of your back. And then we're going to extend the legs up. Open the chest. Kind of take the shoulder blades down on the mat. Inhale. And exhale, we're going to take our legs about a 60-degree angle. Hold it here. Keep the chest lifted. Breathe in and out. All right, hug the knees back in. Take a breath. Straighten your legs. This time, we're going to lower the legs a little bit farther, like 45 degrees. Now, go where you can go. If you want to keep them where they were, that's fine. Keep the chest lifted. Breathe here. Come back to the breath, especially if this is challenging for you. Use your breath. One more. Hug the knees in. Take a breath, catch your breath. All right. Last one, legs come up. You can go back to the 60, 45 if you want. You can take them just about an inch off the floor. Maybe even lift your shoulders off the mat. Hold it here. Draw your navel in and up. And then come all the way back in. Hug your knees in. All right, so now if that felt easy for you, you go through, oh, Molly, no, don't go up there. Molly, no, Molly, sorry, she's trying to get on the couch where the tripod is. That'll be a nightmare if that falls over. All right, so if that was easy for you, we're gonna do it again. You can keep your hands under your hips or you can take your arms overhead. So to extend the legs, and then we're going to take the feet about 60 degrees, arms overhead. Hold it here. If you want, you can even lift your chest. Or stay down. I think it's better to stay down. All right, let's hug the knees in. Take a breath here. Extend your legs. And again, options, lots of options. You can place your hands underneath your hips, keep them there. You can go wherever you want with the distance of your legs. Or, yeah, and then your arms can come overhead if you want, or you can just not do it at all. All right, so we're gonna take our legs a little bit further, about 45 degrees. Hold it here, reach through your fingertips, draw your navel in and up. Lift the chest. Nice deep breaths. One more. And then hug your knees in. All right, last one, I promise. Legs extend. Hands can be under your hips, maybe overhead. Inhale. Exhale. Take them where you want them to go. Maybe you can take them about an inch off the floor. Reach through your fingertips if your arms are overhead. Maybe even lift your shoulders off the mat. Press through your heels. And then hug your knees in. And hold on to your knees, rock side to side. Come back to your breath. All right, so let's take our block. And we're going to take the block and put it in between our thighs. And take the arms out to the sides. We're going to squeeze into the block, or you can use a pillow here, pillow work. Inhale, and as you exhale, squeeze into your block and take your knees just over to the right before you get down toward the floor. Just hold them there, squeeze into your block. Inhale, bring them up. Take a breath. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze into your block over to the left. Inhale, bring them up. So we're going to flow through that. So stay here, just take a breath here. We're going to flow through that with our breath. Inhale. Exhale, over to the right. Inhale, nice and slow, bring them up. Exhale, over to the left. Inhale, bring them up. Exhale, over to the right. Use your core, bring the knees up. Exhale, over to the left. Use your core, bring them up. And then go ahead and remove your block. Hug your knees into your chest. You just rock from side to side. All right, now keep your knees hugging in. Let's take the right knee over the left. Hug the knees up towards your chest. take a hold of your ankles if you want. And we're just kind of draw the feet apart, or you just keep your hands on your knees. Draw your feet apart, hug the knees in. Maybe even take your knees over to the left. And then we're going to uncross. Other side, left knee is going to come over the right. Hug your knees up. If you can take your hands down to your, if you want to, take your hands down to your ankles. Maybe pull them apart a little bit more. And then your knees can come over to the right. Just feel that nice stretch in the left hip. Chest stays lifted. All right, uncross. Hug the knees in. Let's take the left foot down and take the right ankle over the left knee. You can stay right here with your left foot on the floor and just gently press your right leg away. Or pick up the left foot, slide your right hand through your legs and clasp around your left thigh. Hug the left knee up. And even here, take the legs maybe slightly over to the left to deepen that stretch. You're going into that piriformis, into your right hip. Chest stays lifted. Bring the legs up. We're going to uncross. Other side, you can start by placing the left foot on the floor and gently pressing your left leg away. Right foot on the floor, left leg away. Or pick the right foot up, slide your hands through behind the right thigh. Draw that right knee up. Gently press away with your left elbow. Maybe take your legs over to the right. Lift the chest. And then bring your knees up, uncross. Place your feet down onto your mat. Extend your arms out to the sides. We're just going to take our hips over to the right slightly and take your right leg over your left. And if you don't want to cross your legs in this twist, you can just keep the knees together with the right knee on the left. We're going to take our knees over to the left. So whether they're crossed or uncrossed, it's up to you. If you want, you can just gaze over your left hand. You start to cool down. And then bring your knees up and cross. Take them slightly over to the left. Cross or not, you can take, if you're going to cross, we'll take the left leg over the right and we're going to take the knees over the right. Or you just stack your left knee on top of your right and take your knees over to the right. And you can just gaze over your right hand. It's for a gentle twist. And then we're going to bring the knees back up. Hug your knees into your chest. Take your forehead to your knees. Give yourself a big hug. And now we'll get ready for Shavasana. So extend your legs. Now there's always our options here. You can just come into traditional Shavasana with your legs extended. You can roll up a blanket and place it underneath your knees. You can bend your knees and just touch your knees together. That's really nice if you've got active back pain. Or what we can always do is use your chair or your couch and take your legs up onto your chair. You want to make sure that you're supported though. So there's no struggle here. We're not working our core anymore. Right now we want to let everything go. So make sure that you're not at something or you're not in a position where you're still working. You want to be able to just completely relax. So if you have a blanket even, you can put a blanket over your feet or your whole body. We still want the shoulders slightly under the chest. We want the chest lifted. Maybe you can put a blanket underneath your head. And we start to relax our fingers and our toes. Relax our jaw. Soften the temples. Let go of your breath. Let your entire body melt into the earth beneath you. You can begin to awaken your body. Start to bring movement into your fingers and your toes. Deepen your breath. Reach your arms overhead, get a big stretch. And when you're ready, make your way over to one side. Stay there for another breath or two as you just come back into your day. And at your own pace, come up to a comfortable seated position. Just sit here for a few more breaths with your eyes closed. Notice how you feel. Notice the changes in your body since you got on your mat a little earlier this morning. I'm just feeling more open, more peaceful, and just a little lighter. Let's bring our hands to our heart center. Just thank yourself for taking this time for you, for all these great things that you're doing, for your mind and your body and your spirit. We'll thank all of our friends who joined us today. we get to see on Zoom. We don't get to see in person anymore, maybe someday soon. For sharing their space and their energy and their practice with us. And I thank you so much for letting me guide you in your practice. Have a beautiful, beautiful week. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. Oh, you can unmute if you want.
Thanks, Karen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you, Karen. That was great.
Thank
you, Karen.
All right, we'll see you next week. I'm here with as far as I know, the holidays. There might be one weekend we go out of town, but I'll let you know. I'll keep you posted.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Karen,
Bye.
don't work too hard.
Thanks, Karen. Bye,
Bye,
thank you.
Karen.